Hi guys! Today we're going to create our own flying device. Let's first gather some materials that are needed. Bamboo stick, average size of 12 inches.
We also need a cutter,
A glue gun.
we need a styrofoam,
Paint or spray paint.
next we need a ruler,
Some sandpapers.
and super glue,
And a bunch of rubber bands.
After gathering our materials, let's begin making the device. Start by preparing the bamboo stick that we got earlier. Make sure that it's at least 1 inch so that we could carve and make adjustments in the stick later on. Outline the figure that will be carved out in the stick. In this project, we sketched the rear of a half arrow-like structure that will serve as a guide in shaping our fuselage. After sketching, let's start carving out our stick with outline using a cutter. Also, be careful that you will handle sharp objects carefully and surely. If you are young, supervision is advised. After shaping down the bamboo, grab your sandpaper to smoothen the cutting edges to avoid splinters and for a neat finish. Next step is to grab your styrofoam. You will be needing 2 to 3 pieces in this project, which is more than enough. Using a marker and a ruler, start outlining the flat surface part of the styrofoams. Repeat the outlining process until all styrofoams are finished. And for the next part, it's time to cut the styrofoam. Again, be careful in dealing with sharp objects because you might hurt yourself. Also, it doesn't need to be perfectly straight because we are still going to trim the edges later on, so take your time on cutting the styrofoam. Once all surfaces are cut, start trimming the rigid areas as straight as possible. This section will serve as our wings. And for this step, we will be doing the tail of the glider. Grab another piece of styrofoam and cut it in half like so. Cut the edges diagonally, mimicking the tail of aircrafts we usually see. Line up all overcut materials in order so that we will know where to put it as we combine the parts together.
It is now time to bind all of the cutted materials together. Let's first start with the wings. But before fixing it onto the stick, create a slight upward angle that will mimic the angle of incidence that airplanes usually have. Using a glue gun, glue the wing root to the stick which serves as our fuselage. Make sure that each wing angle is placed equally in both sides of the stick. Also, be careful in using the glue gun, since it is hot enough to burn your skin. The next step will be our empennage or the tail section. Just like what we did on the wings, glue the rear end of the tails on the back end of our stick using a glue gun. Again, be sure that each tail is straightly attached to both sides of the fuselage, since this will now act as our stabilizers. Let us now create a nose guard for our aircraft. This is used to guard the front tip of our device and to avoid any unnecessary damages from landing impact. You can create your own nose guard using the excess pieces from our bamboo stick earlier. Glue this on the front end of our device securely. Using rubber bands and extra pieces of our bamboo, we can create a launcher for the glider. Since Ernest and I wanted to make our gliders pleasing and exciting to look at, we decided to have fun with it and make our work come to life through the use of colors, because sometimes plain is boring. He decided to use spray paint while I used my hobby of painting in designing my own craft. It was messy, but it was worth the mess. Hi guys! Thank you so much for joining me and my partner Ernest in creating our version of flying device. It's fast, easy, and affordable. You can also help preserve the environment by taking part of using recycled materials for your output. See you guys next time. This has been Lorraine, and remember, aim high and fly high.